You're listening to Dream Team Unfiltered. Real voices, raw stories, zero filters ever. I'm hating me more than my own family does. That would be ridiculous, right? It's not even possible. Now, because, why do I say this? Because I grew up with these people. Because I grew up with a narcissist as a mother, knowing that I was hated as a child. Okay, these are things that I knew growing up. My mother doesn't even like me. Why is that? Don't know. Because I am a female. Because you can't manipulate me using sex. Okay, it's real hard to manipulate somebody who doesn't want to be like you. So either way, so yes, we're going to continue talking about narcissists, and we'll continue getting our flags from TikTok because remember, does everybody know what we think about TikTok? Give me just a second. Do we know what I think about TikTok? Right there. You know what I think about my family and my frenemy and my ex-husband? Do you know why I can say that with such authority? Because God is in control. Because God has my life and has me protected. Bad things have already happened to me. Horrendous things. Things that people, my family, wouldn't want to talk about, would they? An ex-husband wouldn't want to talk about trying to kill me, suffocate me with a pillow. Of course not. Makes perfect sense. His wife wouldn't want to go over the mental abuse that she participated in, right? The hacked computers, the using the son that lives with me to get information on me. It's all trackable. I don't know when you'll pay for the things that you've done, all of you. And even he who shall not be named out here, that I thought, after 22, 23, 24 years, hey, look, it could happen. God could bring somebody into my life, but let's go over this real quick. God does bring people into our life, but when you ask the people, what do you think about God? And they got nothing to say, there's your red flag, right? Okay, which brings me into today's episode. Thank you very much. So we're going to be talking, we started with the red flags, things to look for, and there's so many red flags. And there's so many things to be aware of. So let me get pulled up and see what we've got here. Okay, give me just a second. I thought I had it pulled up already. I would have some music on, but even when I have music on, that offends my TikTok community. So, I hope everybody's doing good today, too. I'm sorry, I should have started out that way. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's let's start today. I will say, like, as of right now, this would be the official start of the podcast, Dream Team Unfiltered, and most likely TikTok has already, bless them, has already probably put a restriction on this. What am I doing? Talking is not allowed, or background noise not allowed, or puppies in the background's not allowed, or you're not allowed to talk about narcissism today, or. Again, to my family, I love you. Thank you for a whole set of cards just by yourself. Thank you to my ex-husband, who is a crazy person disguised as a demigod, as he calls himself. I love you. And your wife slash cheating, home wrecking, whatever you want to call her. I love you too, sister. I hope you got just what you deserve. Truly. I mean, hell is awful warm even in wintertime. So it's good. You'll love it there. Okay. Honestly, I pray for your salvation, because if you, ma'am, were to get saved, that would help the ex-husband, which would help my son, which I do care about. So God cares about the two of you. I'm not even going to lie right now and say I do too much, because you've been a real pain in my butt, even though I've tried to do nothing but forget about you. But you just keep coming up and poking me in different ways. And this whole internet security, breaking into my stuff, it will come back. It will come back. Okay. So, according to the DSM-5, which is a handbook that our mental professionals use to help diagnose not just a narcissist, but right now that is, one of the things that we're focused on, because when they come into your life, it's nothing but bad. The first maybe 30 seconds, that part's probably an overload of good, right? They call that love bombing. But then after that, it's like bad. Okay. So to be diagnosed for narcissistic personality disorder, you only need 5 of these 9. Here's what we've got, though. Number 1, and I think we went over this one already, grandiose sense of self-importance. I would like to say that every single narcissist that I have met in my life, the ones that were specifically abusive to me, they all thought they were the apex. They were, you couldn't get any higher than them. And since they don't believe in God, there you go. Okay. So if this is just one, but it is a biggie to look out for. If you meet someone, female or male, and everything is about them, and they want attention from everyone. My ex-husband, oh my goodness, again, I had all the red flags. I was just stupid and probably insecure and traumatized, and my counselor has lots of notes on this. But the point is, know the flags, know them, and the sooner you know them, the sooner you can hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. I mean, seriously, okay? So if they're going around and look at my video, oh, please give me feedback. Oh, my video was so important. I spent so much time on it. And you ask them just to look at yours because you probably put more effort into yours, because there's text and there's things going on, there's moving parts. They don't have time for that. It's all good. You always do great work. I'm sure it's fine, fabulous, right? So that reciprocal energy exchange, it doesn't happen because they are the important person in the world, in your life, in their life, and in anyone who they allow to orbit with them. If that person doesn't worship them, my mother, my ex-husband, my son, my brother, if they don't worship them, they don't want them in their life. Goodbye. Okay. So that one's pretty easy. You can't act like you can't spot it because it's pretty in your face. All right. Number 2. And I don't know if these are in order of importance, but I do think that the first one, grandiose, I think that is, for me, I think the most important. Number 2 is preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or idea love. Again, ex-husband called himself a demigod. I would say a little bit of fantasy going on, a little bit of, I don't know what you want to call that. My mother, again, there's all kinds of signs. I just didn't know what the words were. And even if I did, would it have changed anything? Because I was in a trauma bond without knowing how to get out of it. I was in a trauma bond, and honestly, until my own son walked away from me and told me, I didn't have anything to bring to the table or anything worth offering. Plus I was mentally ill. And so I didn't know that walking away from your parents was even an option. I applaud him. Okay. Because he taught me that you could even do that. Now, I'd had my mother walk away from me twice. And he had my mother write him out of her book of life, okay, once at the end of her life. But, again, you'll see the signs when you know what to look for, okay? So if they really want to focus on their brilliance, that was my mom, or their power, that was my ex, and his brilliance, because he was so smart compared to me, who was so dumb. I'm so dumb. Now his new girlfriend, they're on an equal level. They're equally yoked. Again, I can only thank her, honestly, and I don't mean that. I don't even mean that in a hateful way right now. I'm being absolutely sincere. If you hadn't come into the picture, I would have killed myself giving myself to that man. And I didn't know that he wasn't worth it. I didn't know that, he was abusive because I had been through much worse already. So this was just life. So we'll just say, I owe you one. I have prayed for you. So I feel like maybe we're even. Okay. You took a poison out of my life. Maybe you're a snake charmer, right? So the poison doesn't affect you, or maybe you're poisonous yourself. So it kind of like neutralizes. Maybe the two of you neutralize each other. I don't know. Again, it's not important to me. What's important to me is the fact that because of you, I have freedom, freedom to be myself, freedom to worship my God the way I want to, freedom to speak my truth, to cry, to laugh, and to try to love. Even though I seem to pick bad people, but the point is, God gives me that choice. And if you hadn't came into the picture, I wouldn't have had a choice at all. I would have been in a trauma bond until either he killed me or I died of natural causes, heartbreak, the cancer. I mean, pushed off a cliff while hiking. A lot of things come to mind, right? So, all right, so number 3, they believe that they are special and can only be understood by other special high status people. So, my mother had my brother. They were, and at one point had my son, right? So they were special, okay? They were in the know. They knew how stupid the rest of us were, and quite frankly, it was hysterical. They could talk about that all day long, about things that I could have done better and how silly I was, and, well, they had a great time, actually. When they were mocking me and driving me to tears, and then making fun of me when I cry, when they won't respond to me like a human being. Why? Because I didn't write my youngest off, who is mentally ill, who has his own problems, and their way of dealing with a problem is just sending it out into the world and letting it self-destruct. When I wouldn't do that, and I called their porn out. Yeah. And I called the hypocrisy out. Yeah. And when my mother talked my brother into taking my son to strip club, just to taunt his girlfriend, now wife, but just to let her know that I'm running this show, little girl. And of course, my brother's wife, too. I mean, my mother was convinced that if she told my brother, and she said this in front of the wives, so it wasn't like it was a secret, okay? It was kind of like family knowledge. If I told either one of these boys to leave you, they would. So she had began grooming my own son to be that way. So here's where the fun part comes in. Now, she has a husband herself, right? And he was directed that he was just to sit in the car as the driver, not to go in. Nay, nay, nay. Not to look at the undressed women. No. And I did call that out for the hypocrisy it was. So you want to distort and manipulate my son which is what I was really upset about because my brother was already manipulated and warped beyond. Now you want to take my son down the path of depravity. Nobody listens to me. I'm told nobody cares what I have to say. And, well, I tell my son this. I know this was awful, but I said, you're looking and lusting and fantasizing about having sex with someone's daughter. That is actually somebody's sister, a granddaughter, maybe somebody's girlfriend or wife. I don't know why they're doing it, but I can only say from a person who lived a traumatic life that it's because they don't have a value of themselves, self-worth, and they think that's all that society wants of them. Shut up. We don't care what you think. Okay. So I told him that if he ever had a daughter, that maybe she would become a stripper or a prostitute, and that he would know how it felt to have to worry about these perverted people wanting to come see his daughter take her clothes off and then maybe stick $1 bills in her I don't even know what to say that won't offend TikTok. But not her husband. I mean, completely fair, of course. So I just, again, so do I understand why they hated me? Yes, I do. I do understand it. I accept it. Would I be the same way? Yes. I can't be any other way but call stuff out for what it is. I mean, I try to keep my mouth shut, but that was my son. Let's just go on. Number 4. Oh yeah. Requires excessive admiration. Well, the last man that I thought I was dating, which I just, I wanted an annulment on that relationship completely because it was all based upon false information and lies. So I feel a little silly, but he had to have attention from everyone. Gotta have this woman over here. Gotta have this woman over here. Got that one. Got that one, that one, that one. This one, this one, this one. That one, that one. And you know what was funny? I thought we were trying to build a business together. And I believed in what we were doing. And he is good at what he did. I get it. But again, it was all, and again, I am under suspicion that this wasn't even a paid job, that someone, family or ex-husband, might have paid to have me humiliated online. I mean, good job, good try. Again, all I can say to that is do better. Because if you think I'm humiliated by falling for lies and wanting to trust someone, I would say that I'm more embarrassed that you're such a freak. Honestly, I don't even know how you became the human being that you are. Are you a human being? I don't know. Because you don't act like one. You act like a monster. Just a thought. Okay. So, do they require excessive admiration? Oh, my mother did. Everybody knew. Have you ever met somebody that had to be the center of attention? In every conversation, every video that you make, they have to be the center of attention. Everything. They have to be the center of attention of. Okay? They need admiration constantly from a lot of different sources too, not just from you. They want it from everyone. Mo is better. Yeah. Okay. All right. Number 5. They have a sense of entitlement. Now, I'm going to say that I agree with this one too. You owe them. You owe them extra chances. You owe them acting the way they want you to act. The whole world owes them, actually. I have a son, not the one where, this is my youngest. He actually is, I think, has a sense of entitlement. The whole world owes him something, and God even owes him something. Now, again, I love him, and I'm here to try to help him and guide him, but you have to be able to see things for what they are in yourself and in other people, or you help no one. You just stay in this little fuzzy world of nonsense. Okay? All right. Number 6 is interpersonally exploitative. Let's think about what that means. What does it mean to be exploitative? So, my mother would use situations to create drama. That was kind of exploitive. She would use information that you tell her in private to manipulate. I would say, yeah. Son does the same. Both. And he who shall not be named, just recently, that little bit of drama, same. All right, number 7, lacks empathy. So first of all, you'll never hear a narcissist say, I made a mistake. Gosh, I'm sorry I did that. That was wrong. I don't even know why I did that. They won't do it because they can't do it, because they don't know how to do it, because their brain doesn't have that. So they lack empathy. So my youngest, we were talking. I don't like talking about my traumas of my past. I'm not ashamed of it, but I don't want him to hear about all this. But when there's certain things, the way he says it or what he's thinking, it has to be addressed. So I had talked about some things from my childhood and how they make me, the way I am now. And there was no empathy. The question I got back was, I don't even really understand why that would bother you, because it's not like it hurt. And yeah. So why would that even affect you at all if you got molested? Doesn't make sense to me. It's just not there. He can't help it. He just doesn't understand because his brain wasn't made that way. Number 8, often envious of others or believe others are envious of them. Well, I can find that right out here in the TikTok world. People that specifically won't watch your videos or share or comment, or only do it because maybe somebody tags them and they're in a spotlight, I would say they're probably a closet narcissist. They may not even know, but they have envy of someone else. And I would say, please don't envy me, because you don't know my life. And if you did, I'm gonna be honest with you. You, my friend, would have probably taken your own life if you had had my life. So, just saying, you shouldn't be envious of me. Everything that I've got, I had to fight for. I had to scrape for. I haven't begged for anything because I never asked for help. But, God has humbled me. I will tell you that. And being around narcissists, that'll keep you humbled and feeling bad about yourself. So, all right, number 9 shows arrogant, haughty behaviors or attitude. I might have to look up that and say, what does that mean? Let's see what that means. All right. This trait refers to the visible attitude and behavioral style of the narcissist. A person displaying this trait often looks down on others. I know a lot of them. Acts superior and may express themselves with an air of condescension or mockery. They may roll their eyes when someone speaks, interrupt constantly, or correct others in a demeaning tone, speak in a way that implies others are beneath them or just too stupid to understand, behave dismissively toward people they see less powerful or useful. The useful part, when a narcissist does not see the use for you, I mean, you're gone, he's gone, it's gone, the relationship's gone, goodbye. Okay. It says this arrogance is often masked for deep insecurity, but it manifests as hostility, belittling, and emotional distance. And here's some real world examples. The I know better vibe. You wouldn't get it. You're not on my level. Backhanded compliments. Oh, I love these, especially on TikTok. But I had them from my family too. Oh my gosh, I have a funny one. That's cute. I remember when I used to do things like that before I grew up. And then you've got silent superiority. Even without speaking, this is my mother, they may exude judgment, smirking, sighing, or maintaining an I'm bored with your presence. All right. So if you are constantly feeling like you're being looked down on, even when you're just trying to exist, you might be dealing with someone who walks around with a spiritual nosebleed from their ego being way too high up in the air. That's number 9, folks. Arrogance as armor. Haughty attitude so thick you would think you were in a Jane Austen novel, but with none of the charm. So we want to end this before we pray with a Bible tie-in. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. That's Proverbs chapter 16, verse 18. All right, so we're gonna go back now. And we're gonna let TikTok. Oh man, how I hate TikTok. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not in the last minute or so, but I would like to say that now that I am here, no one else is. I did a podcast on narcissism. Love you guys. Okay, so I just put a post out there. A comment. When I say a post, I put a comment out there. And let's see, we got Yeah, we got that. No worries. It says I have 0 viewers. Fantastic. Good. Because I'll be using it for my podcast and I don't have to worry about nonsense. That's the thing. I really don't care if people watch or not. I guess I'm doing this for my own mental well-being, I guess you could say. I am curious though. So let's find out. No, we want to go. It says that TikTok took me down. That seems like prejudice. Nothing new there. Not with TikTok. Okay. Nope. Okay, it's not broadcasting. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll try to get this over to Spotify. Try to narrow it down and get a good podcast out of it. Hopefully, I think this was a good one, and we may come back on here later today. Kind of finish up. When you do the multicasting, it doesn't give you as many options for interaction. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I don't have the same ability to interact as I would. Hey, Aussie. We're right at the end of the podcast right now. We had just actually it was pretty good. We pulled up the old DSM-5, which is a handbook that psychiatrists will use to diagnose mental disorders. And the one that we've been working on personally for my own life would be a narcissistic personality disorder, because my empathy and my inability to identify the red flags caused some problems. And with that being said, at my age, I don't have time to make silly, useless, worthless, time-consuming mistakes. So Laura in the house, when you get older, I think when you grow up, if you've made a lot of mistakes, and again, some of the mistakes that happened to me, I'm not taking responsibility for, or not even mistakes, some of the things that happened to me aren't my fault. Mistakes are decisions that I made that, maybe I knew better, maybe I didn't, but one thing's for sure, you can't go back, you can go forward. And by going forward, since I do attract narcissists into my life, and again, I don't know if I can ever stop being myself, but what I can do and what I am doing is monitoring the energy that comes into my world. So I would say probably not too much there. Not a big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and end this one. We're going to try to get this up for the podcast. We appreciate you. You guys have a great day. Happy Saturday. Hopefully we'll be back later with some music. I'm going to try to get got some technical things. We want to get the camera down just a little bit. And we'll go from there. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.